The chapter of Dream. His feet felt heavy as lead, as it was difficult for him to focus. It was like he was in a foggy cloud. He realized that he was in some kind of suit. Slowly the fog disappeared, and all that he could see was a red desert all around him. "Where am I?" he said aloud as his breath discolored. The screen of the helmet he was wearing discovered the screen of the helmet he was wearing. His heavy boots printed their shape into the dry, dusty soil. It was like walking in treacle. It was so slow. A voice echoed inside his helmet. "Keep focused, Jack. Keep on course," it intoned in between a lot of beeps and crackles. He realized he wasn't on Earth at all, but where could he be? A voice in his helmet informed him that he was the first man to walk on Mars, which was very helpful. Jack decided to go with it. It was the strangest dream ever, but he had to get on with the job. He had a flag in his hand and it was British. He knew what he must do. Slowly, ever so slowly, he trudged over the red Martian surface. The suit was hot and sticky. It was like he was mummified, but he knew that he couldn't stop. His colleagues and the world were relying on him. There were mountains in the distance, and he wasn't keen on climbing them. He didn't know if his poor legs could take it. The voice in his ear commanded him to keep going. He only had 100 yards to go, but it was hard going over the bumpy, sandy soil. It felt like he was walking 100 miles. With one last Herculean effort, he struck the flag into the Martian surface. "Touchdown," said the enthusiastic voice in his ear. Jack could imagine the scenes back home. The cheering crowds and his smiling face beaming into a million homes. He felt proud to perform the task for his country and the world. He looked up at the black, unfamiliar sky, and he was startled to see a red triangle of light hovering in the distance, as if it was watching him. It gave off a humming noise like a small fridge. Jack knew it wasn't one of theirs, and it wasn't a satellite. It was a UFO. Again, the voice in his ear commanded him to wait for the space station to land. Jack decided to not tell them what he had seen. He didn't want to be made fun of. It hovered over the blood-red mountains, pulsing in the sky, and then it shot off into deep space at mind-bending speed, as if it had been fired by a gigantic catapult. Jack sat on the nearest rock. He was exhausted from all of the excitement. Jack closed his eyes as the orders in his helmet slowly became a lullaby. Hope you enjoyed this little story, this chapter. Please sub me.